What is up, y'all? Coach Tom here, Stoic Metabolic Coaching. I am so excited you guys are here with me tonight. This is the strength and nutrition training for runners workshop. I've been working on this for a while now. I had a lot of ideas in my head because I get a lot of questions from my friends, from my family in the running community, especially the Run Disney community. Love you guys. And I am recording this, just a little preempt for everybody's here who is here with me on the live Zoom. I am recording this as a podcast, so I've already got you all on mute. If you've got any questions, feel free to message me after this, and we will just, I'll get them answered. Just fill my inbox. You know, I love talking fitness. I love talking strength and conditioning and nutrition. So tonight's focus will be strength training for runners. It is night one on our workshop. And again, I'm super excited you're here. We're going to dive right in. Made this nice little PowerPoint to take everybody through. If you're listening on the podcast, well, you can't see the PowerPoint, but I'll share that. I'll share the video with everybody. If you want it, just shoot me a DM and we'll get it to you. So let's dive on in. Why is strength training important for a runner? So I get this all of the time. It's one of my favorite questions because I love strength training. I've been strength training for over 15 years and so pushing 20 years on strength training now. And it's just one of my passions, one of my hobbies, and it really just gets me going, and I can talk your ear off about it all day, but you don't want that. Maybe you do because you're listening to the show. Thanks for being here. But why is strength training important for a runner is what I want to talk about tonight. And one of the big things is going to be weight management. So using my personal experience, I run races anywhere between 225 pounds and 200 pounds, sometimes a little lighter depending on how much I focus on the diet. Let me tell you, the difference in my times and how my body feels in the aches and pains after a run is huge with that 25-pound fluctuation. And I can speak to the past 3 months of my life. I was sitting close to 220 around Dopey this year, which is 48.6 miles. If you're not a Run Disney person, did that in January, and Springtime Surprise, which was this past weekend in April 19th, 20, 21st. And I ran at about 205 pounds. And that 220 to 205, that 15-pound difference, I felt lighter. I felt faster. I even felt stronger. And I have no pains today. Where we're doing this workshop on Tuesday night. So this is 2 days after I've ran a 10-miler, and my body feels phenomenal. I squatted this morning. Like, I feel great. So the lighter you are, the easier the run is going to feel. You are carrying less. And I dare some of you on your next 5K, 10K, whatever you're doing, throw on a weighted vest, go out there, especially if you're in the Florida heat. Even if it's just a 10-pound vest, see how much of a difference that makes once you get out there. And then once you take it off, you're going to just feel light years better. Think about if your body dropped 10 pounds, you're going to feel that as well. Everybody thinks muscle when we talk about strength training. But strength training also improves balance. So we lose balance as we get older. One of the top causes of death and injury in the elderly population is going to be falls. And as a runner, especially if you're at Disney, we're diving, dodging, ducking, and, cutting around people. And sometimes, you might roll an ankle or you might have to dive out of the way of somebody. That balance that we build during strength training, and in particular, muscular imbalances. So we tend to have strong legs as a runner, and at the same time, our upper body, which propels us, that's doing all the motion, on the top half, that gets us a little faster. So we need to get more balance in the body and reduce that risk of injury, reduce that risk of falling. You're also going to increase your bone density by strength training. So if you're somebody who suffers foot injuries, and I've got personal friends and personal clients that have been through this, and if they're listening, I hope they are, they know I'm talking to them, that we need to shift their current focus of run 7 days a week into let's strength train 3 days a week and let's run 3 days a week. Balance it out. Also improves your overall quality of life. I've never met somebody who is in great shape and just feels like garbage. You're going to wake up with more energy, feeling good about life. And as a coach, as a trainer, that is I just want to improve lives. And that's why I quit 10 years in corporate logistics. So I'm glad you're here listening. I hope I hope I can improve your overall quality of life and you do some strength training along with it. What strength training does for runners, we're going to really dive on into those right now. Injury prevention. So Strength training is not only going to strengthen your muscles, but it's going to strengthen the connective tissues, the joints. So all those little tears that we get, and the miserable stuff that happens while we're running and we're pushing ourselves hard, if we can strengthen the joints, the tendons, the ligaments, we're less likely to get injured, and especially overuse injuries that a lot of runners are used to seeing. Let me see if I can move my little face on this recording. That way we can see what I got on the PowerPoint. At the same time, like we were talking before, it's going to correct imbalances in the body. So runners, again, we get a lot of focus on the legs. So you get strong legs, and then the upper body just can't keep up. So if we combine these, we're going to reduce the risk of injuries for runners. And again, that's one of my huge goals as a coach and as a trainer. It's to keep you in the game longer. If you love to run, I want you to be able to run until you're 100 years old. I hope Bob watches this. Bob is planning on running until he is 100 years old. And I hope, Bob from Rise and Run podcast, I hope you do keep running till 100 years old. And that way, when I hit your age, I can say, Bob did it. Coach Tom's got to do it now, because that man's an inspiration. So I want to keep you in the game as long as possible. It also improves your efficiency. So are you a runner that feels like you expend a lot of energy while running? Absolutely. I am. We watch on our watch. This thing is not your Apple Watch does not give you an accurate determination of calories, how much you burn. This is an estimate. There are so many factors in there, but you might be burning more, you might be burning less, but I know you're probably exhausted at the end of the run. Strength training is going to help you to run more efficiently so you can run longer. Huge benefit. My endurance, I've done, and a lot of people are going to judge right here, but I did my first dopey on no running training. Absolutely zero. I don't think I did more than 23 minutes of a group fitness class, maybe once or twice a week, on the treadmill. Didn't run outside, didn't do anything. And second dopey, I did the exact same thing. And I imagine I would have struggled a lot more had I not been strength training. It's also going to increase your speed. So speed might not be a goal. It is your race, your pace. And I cannot emphasize that enough. Like, it does not matter where you start. It just matters where you finish. And, currently I had this race weekend, Springtime Surprise. I had 4 of my personal clients, Stoke Metabolic coaching clients, that finished the Springtime Surprise, whether it was the 5K, the 10K, the 10 miler, or the challenge. And I'm just so proud of them. And I'm not going to mention names, but some of them didn't think they were going to get it done. It was a hot weekend. Training might not have gone how they wanted to, but they got out there, they ran their race, and they ran it at their pace, and they all walked away with medals. So it doesn't matter where you start, only matters that you finish, but I say all that, and most people want to go as fast as they possibly can. Strength exercises are going to help you get faster. They're going to make your movements more powerful. So you don't just train one pace. I train sprints, I train hill sprints, I train endurance, I train the slow and steady now. So strength training is going to help you get faster by making your movements more powerful. And it's also going to improve the body's coordination between neurons firing in the brain and your muscular contractions. That's, a huge thing, huge benefit. And increasing speed, I don't think anybody on here is going to complain about a stronger finish time. So let's increase that speed. Let's get a stronger finish, and let's keep hustling. Boom. One of my favorites, reduce fatigue. So if running makes you tired, I know it makes me tired. I'm willing to bet it makes you tired. It is going to reduce your overall fatigue if you start strength training. Greater strength, you're going to be able to run further and fatigue less quickly. Your body gets used to strength training just as it does running. Your first mile was probably really hard. Now you can probably go into a mile, no issues. Now it's like a 5K might be hard, and a 10K might be hard, but your body's going to get stronger. Greater strength, you're going to be able to run further and fatigue less quickly. Bonus, it's great for performance, but it's also going to make your runs more enjoyable because you're going to have less pain, less injuries, and you're just going to feel good about life on the course. If you've seen me on the course, I'm always feeling good about life out there. Let's jump ahead. Boom. Probably, I keep saying they're my favorite. They're all my favorites. Like strength training jazzing me up, running jazzing me up, nutrition tomorrow night. You'll see I'll be even more jazzed up, but improved recovery, y'all. How often have you woke up and just not felt ready for a run because things are sore? We get pains and it just sucks. You're like, I got to go for this run. Coach scheduled me 3 miles today. Coach scheduled me 45 minutes. No matter what training plan you're on, the runs are on the schedule. The work needs to get done, especially if you're training for something like Dopey, 48.6 miles. I believe we start training in like 67 days or something like that, which puts us in June or July. But this is months of training for 4 days. So we need to emphasize recovery. Repetitive movement like running, as much as I love it, it breaks down the body. It's going to break you down. It's going to bear down on you. And, the knees start to creak. The calves get sore. So how do you help with that breakdown? You focus on building a stronger body. Real, super simple. It's the stronger body is going to recover faster from those runs. And it's just amazing how I don't feel after 19.3 miles, and I don't feel any of the pain I used to. And I've changed my strength training a lot over the years, but I remember my first run, Star Wars Challenge, 10K, half marathon, 2017 was my first year. And I just remember the pain. I laid on the couch and everything locked up and I felt like I couldn't walk for 2 days. And, a fitness instructor, I had to ask members to demonstrate a squat for me because I couldn't squat. I don't have that issue right now. I squatted 225 pounds this morning after running 10 miles 2 days before. So it's a good news day, improving recovery. It's all around win. These are huge questions that I sent out a survey before we went live on here, and I'm actually probably going to be able to save you guys a little time tonight. But big questions I get: where do I start? How much? Should I avoid legs? High reps or low reps? Huge, these were the best questions I got. I think there was one more and that I forgot to put on the slides, but I'll add it in. I'll add it in at the end if I remember. If I don't remember and you're watching the live version of this, please let me know in the chat before we hop off. But where do you start? Start simple and within your skill level. So I squatted 225 pounds this morning. That is not your cue to go and try to match that if you've never lifted before in your life. Start with the basic movements. If you've never lifted weights before, consider working with a coach. We're going to guide you through. We're going to analyze your movements. All my private clients, I tell them, send me a video if you're not comfortable with something. Let's see, if maybe, lunges bother my knees or this. Maybe it's how we're doing the lunge. Maybe our legs are like this and our legs need to be like that. And that's something I assess through videos and, and just try to dial in the form, because form is going to be one of those big injury preventative things. Proper form is paramount over everything. So just like running, you want to gradually build up your strength. So start small. And this is, as a group fitness coach for pushing 8 years, this is something I see where people drop the ball on, and people come into their first class and those 5-pound weights are hard. So eventually they go up to 10s, and those 10-pound weights are hard, but then they become a little easier and they go to 12s and they go to 15s. But then there's like this mental, I don't want to get too bulky. I don't want, you got to, just like running, the 5K got easy. So you ran the 10K. The 10K got easy. So you ran the half. The half got easy. So you ran the full. Dopey, I've done 3 dopies. I'm signed up for number 4. I am looking for the best thing, the next thing. I don't know if it's going to be an Ironman or what else. Let's see if I lost my screen here. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody trying to dial in on us. There we go. Hopefully it's still recording. If you were on the live, I apologize for that. We are going to turn on do not disturb. And I forgot to plug in here. So luckily we record live. We don't do any editing. So we'll survive. But I lost my train of thought. We'll jump into the next thing. And if I got to go through and edit some things out for everything else, I'll figure that out later on. But let's jump on. Let's keep moving on. How much? So this one's actually like super simple to me. most runners that I work with, they're on a 3-day per week training plan. It's generally Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Those don't have to be your days. You work out whenever the heck you want, whenever works best for your schedule. That's the best day for you to run. But, if you're on a 3-day plan, I recommend starting with 2 days on strength training for beginners and gradually working up to 3 days. If you've never strength trained before in your life, 2 days, you are going to see a benefit. One day you'll see a benefit. You're doing something brand new. Just like that first run was hard, you're adding something brand new. Your body is going to have to adapt. That's what the body does. And these are positive adaptations that we want to create. So if you're just starting strength training, you're going to see the benefits fast. More experience. Oh, I had a little typo there. More experienced weightlifters, you might want to incorporate more days per week. If you're somebody who is like, gung-ho gym junkie, like you're all about it and you're about that life, blessed, that's me. I do 5 days a week in the gym, sometimes 6. And I've got the kind of schedule where I can also incorporate 3 days of runs per week. As I get deeper into dopey training, I'm probably going to scale back on the strength training and focus more on the long runs. And, I'll still do 3 days per week on strength, 3 days per week on running, because if you know me, I run around Disney with my shirt off and in a tutu. So I got to, I got to maintain the look. They don't call me the muscle mouse for nothing, y'all. Do I avoid legs? This one, it absolutely baffles my mind. It boggles my mind. It drives me crazy. Your lower body is a primary focus as a runner. So it makes perfect sense for you to want to strengthen it. My strong quads have carried me through those races. My hamstrings, make me move with power and strong. I gotta double check these power, not strong glutes, y'all. If you're watching the video or if you're here on the live with me, strong glutes, your booty. It's going to help with your stride power and injury prevention. Again, injury prevention is huge. And that's one of the reasons I am pushing strength onto every runner I know right now. I'm like, dude, gotta add it in. We need this to help with injuries. And that's a bonus like a lot of people don't care about, which again, baffles my mind, but it's huge. Stay in the game. Like, give yourself the opportunity to fight another battle, to continue on your journey versus being knocked out for 3 months. When I tore my bicep and I was told I couldn't lift for 6 months, I about lost my mind. And then I realized, well, my legs work. So Big Daddy going to build up some big legs. So I went and I built up the legs. So, there's that. High or low reps. High or low reps, man. This kind of back. That's where I lost my train of thought when somebody tried to call me. But, you get these people that get stuck into a phase and they're like 20 pounds. That's it. You push the limit. Like, you will not get jacked like me from going heavyweight unless you're putting in the calories. I eat almost 260 to 270 grams of protein per day. Like, before the sun rises, I am drinking a protein shake before I go to the gym, before I work out. So, it takes a lot of work to gain size. I've been trying to gain like 2 to 3 pounds for the past 6 years. So don't worry about that. But high or low reps. High reps do not burn more fat. They do not tone. That is blasphemy. That is total insanity. I don't know where, that comes from one of those 90s videotape guys that was just trying to sell you some BS. I don't agree with them. And a lot of exercise physiologists and scientists don't believe with them. Like, it's just crazy. But the one thing that is true is it's essential to periodize your training. And Coach Tom learns from his mistakes. I didn't track anything when I first started working out. Like, it's probably the stupidest thing. And I ended up going and I'd fall into the trap where I'd get on the hamster wheel. I'd do the same exercises for a year or two on strength, straight, and I wouldn't change things up. I'd be in my happy rep range. I'd be in my happy weight. I just wanted to feel like I was doing the work. A proper strength training routine is going to take you through multiple phases. So maybe, we'll start with a heavy weight to build up initial strength. Heavyweight, light reps. I'm talking a 3 to 5 rep range, 3 to 6. And training there and going to, I'll have times when I work out and I'll bang out 3 reps, y'all. I'll bang 3 out and I need 2 or 3 minutes to recover. This happened, last week. I was just I'm like, I don't want to torch my legs, but I am in the mood to lift heavy. I didn't want to, I had a race coming up and I said, we're going to slam some chest. So I banged out 225 and it felt easy peasy. I hit 6 reps. I wasn't like, I felt phenomenal. Then I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to do another one, but I had to get a little hyped up. I took probably 3 to 5 minutes to take a breath. And I went for 275 and I hit 4 reps on 275, I believe it was. And then I went for 295 pounds and I only hit 1 rep. That is working strength. That is, you can take the breather. Every workout does not have to. It is a fallacy thinking that you need to sweat to have obtained a great workout. I focused on submaximal strength and maximal strength that day. That was my goal. And that is what my current goal is. So I'm training in a 3 to 6 range right now. And I'm going to be there for about 3 to 4 weeks before I move into a moderate weight, moderate reps. That's where we're going to see a little more muscular hypertrophy. And that just means your muscles growing more. So we want to strengthen them, but we also want them to grow. The tone that I'm talking about up top, that's kind of a, it's an industry word. It was made up by the fitness industry, but those people that you see that look toned, no, they have muscle on them. They have muscle, and because they have muscle, they stay lean. So we want to build a little muscle. And again, you can eat, if you're at the right calorie level, you're never going to get overly bulky. You're never going to look like a bodybuilder, which is a huge fear of a lot of people, but you are going to put on lean muscle mass. And that's what we do in that moderate weight, moderate reps, hypertrophy range. So I'm talking 8 to 12 reps, in that scheme, it's going to help grow the muscle. Higher reps, lighter weight, that's going to build endurance, which again, huge focus for runners, but you want to get, I just came off a pump endurance phase of high reps, lighter weight, and it helped out with my cardio a little bit because I was lifting the weights faster. I was taking less recovery. And I know that it enabled me to feel real great when I went into the run. I wasn't coming off that heavy strength phase. And I just felt great. And it's because I got, repetitive movements at a higher rep really killed it for me. Don't try to do it all at once. There's so many brands out there that throw a little bit of each of these in there, and the proper periodization. I stay in every phase for about 3 to 4 weeks. I do the exact same exercises Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, 3 to 4 weeks. And I don't you don't need to throw this crazy, I saw this crazy new workout, an exercise on Instagram. That girl or that guy is doing that for you to get views. The basics, the bread and butter, the bench press, the compound movements, the squats, the deadlifts. I'll work those same movement patterns, same rep ranges. And if I hit, like I said, I hit 295 pounds for 1 rep, I'm going to start a little heavier on my first set. And I'm going to try, I got 275, I think, for 3 or 4 reps. I'm going to, I have an app where I track everything. I'm going to look at that app. I'm going to say, all right, I got 3 reps out at 275. We're going to push for 4 reps. And if I feel good on 4, I'm going for 5. We're going to, we need to try to improve. And that's where we're going to see your body is going to try to adapt to that. So, but don't try it all at once. Like these plans that are just, let's shock the body. Your body doesn't need to be shocked. It needs to be forced to adapt. You'll never see any benefits without any of that. Let's shock the body madness. Where's my skippy? Good. I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna cut the recording. Actually, my last question was, what kind of plan is best for runners? I have shifted my thoughts on this in the past year, and I have seen benefit. I'm working a total body plan right now, and I will shift people through phases, and I'll shift myself through phases because, again, I don't want that adaptation, but I'm working a total body plan right now. And what that's done for me, I hit legs 3 days a week. That is much different than the bro lifting I was doing a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where it was like push, you know, chest tries, back buys, legs, shoulders, and then arms. My leg day, I didn't want to walk for 2 days after. And I'm like, that is not something, as somebody who wants to run, it's not something I want. Now, I focus on my compound movements, my deadlift, my lunge, my squat for my legs, but I do 3 to 4 sets, maybe a different little pumper exercise, 3 to 4 sets. But I'm not spending a whole day smashing legs, and my recovery is better. I just feel overall better, you know, and it's enabled me to improve my running, which again, that's my goal right now. I want to be a better athlete. So that's the last slide. I'm gonna cut the recording here. Let's do a little send off, and then anybody who is on the live, I will hang out for the Q&A and the hand raise and whatever your aha moments are. But if you are not on the live recording, feel free, give me your questions in the comments. Give me your takeaways, your aha moments, like what was like, oh, damn, I didn't think of that, or I didn't know that. And thank you, Coach Tom, for that information. That's what I'm here for. It's what I love doing. And I'm so glad to be able to share this with all of you. And I hope you found some value today. And I will be back hopefully tomorrow night. I can remember to hit record and give you the nutrition section. I just want to thank everybody again for being here. My live viewers, hang on. I'll be right back. Let me just kill this recording and get the PowerPoint out of here, and we'll chat.